let's go through the old VY Commodore, show you what I'm using it for and how I've set it up, and yeah, give you a bit of a viewpoint on a possible vehicle that you wouldn't think it would be good as an apprentice, or to use as an apprentice. Next installment on Midlife Carpentry. Hey guys, Chris, Midlife Carpentry. Righto, so today I just wanted to talk about the vehicle that I'm using. I was lucky enough to get this from my folks. If you've been following me, you can see what that was all about. So I've got a little VY Commodore, 2002 model. It's got a canopy on the back, style side ute, a V6, and she runs pretty sweet. She's, what has she got? 270,000 Ks on the clock. So still running it in, but yeah, this is just a bit about, I suppose, a bit about the car. I'll go through a run on that a little bit later on, but yeah, I just wanted to show you how I've set it up too. The other thing about this little video was to chat to you about, especially as an apprentice and as you get the hang of things, is that you don't need to get the biggest and best vehicle right from the start. You're obviously on the lower wage. I mean, if you can afford it, hey, go for it, like, and knock yourself out. But you know, if you want to find something that suits you, that's going to be practical for your job and what you're doing, then yeah, that's kind of what you need. I think probably the best option for you would be do your research, ask around, check with your family members, check with your friends. Someone might have like a little ute or a runabout. Sometimes even vans, more practical as well. Vans come in handy. But yeah, depending on what you're doing as a job and whether you need a vehicle, it's always good to ask around first, because someone might have something for you that could let you borrow for a little bit to get the hang of things, or purchase at a really good price. Look, probably one of the key things you're going to need is reliability. That's probably the biggest thing. So you need to find a car that is reliable. That's hard to do because anything mechanical is always sort of hit and miss, I guess, especially older stuff. But yeah, just do your research, ask around, ask your friends. I mean, if you've got mechanic friends or mechanic mates, or you know, even jump on, you know, what do they call them, blogs and things like that, and get people's viewpoints on vehicles that could be helpful to you and reliable, and you know, if there's possible issues that are continuing with them and stuff. So yeah, it might just help you out a little bit. Righto, let's go through the cab. I suppose is probably a good place to start, because that's where the action happens. So I've got a couple of canvas seat covers and stuff on both seats. There's cloth behind them, a little bit ripped, but it's amazing how you can improve the look of an older vehicle just by something simple as putting seat covers on, and even a little steering wheel cover and stuff, just to tidy things up a little bit. Little wear and tear items. Plus, obviously, protect things for longevity and stuff to hang on to the ute, hang on to the vehicle. So at the back here, there's actually a little shelf in the VYs. You'll probably find this in stand a lot of style side utes and stuff in Australia. It's like a little shelf at the back here, and there is a lip behind it, which is good. So it's sunken. So as you can tell, I've actually stuck my levels in there. So I'll just quickly show you. There they are. So I've got 3 levels in there. That's the pack I bought at a good price from Stabila, from I think it was Cairns Hardware at that time. And the wedgies are in there too. So as you can see, my 2 wedgies that I've got, you can see a link on the wedgies, a little bit of discussion about those on one of my videos as well. So yeah, feel free to visit that one. I think I'll show it up here somewhere, and you can yeah, get the link there. Yeah. So that's the back shelf of the ute. As for other things I do, I make sure I have a small bin. I've got a little bin bucket set up here, just a lid on it. Whew, she stinks. It's obviously got a plastic bag in it. You never know when you have food scraps around. You know, I try and like to eat fruit and apples and stuff like that while I'm cruising around, and you know, you eat what you can while you can. So just throw your rubbish in there and you move on to your next job, and you haven't got stuff sitting around here for days, because it can get pretty stinky. Apart from that, I've got a few little spares and bits and pieces behind the seats. But yeah, something I would like to try and do. We'll see how we go. We'll probably replace the radio, the head unit. The old Commodore's head unit is still custom, so it's still a custom head unit. So we'll just see if I can flip it around for you. No, it's not going to do it for me. So I'll swing this around. So yeah, don't know if you can see it or not. We'll see how that goes. If it's no good, I'll put a picture up on there. I'll put you a little picture and I'll show you what the head unit's like. So it's a bit faulty. The audio knob's faulty, so it's set to one level, which is always flat out. And yeah, not the most fantastic. So, but yeah, that's the front of the ute. That's what we've got set up. So I want to change the head unit, which you can get pretty cheap these days. It's got a little fascia and stuff on it with a little pocket in it, Bluetooth, and that's all I'm really after. So CD players don't really get used much anymore. Yeah, it's been a few years since I've actually bought a CD. So yeah, it's interesting if you're lucky enough to find with a tape deck. And do some Googling if you're young and don't know what a tape deck is, and yeah, that'll sort you out. That's something different. Yeah, and obviously black hats are handy. I've got a parking permit in here, which is handy in town. If you do find you're doing a lot of work in town, I'm based in Cairns in North Queensland. Parking in the city is often quite tricky, so hey, get yourself a permit. Costs you a bit to start with. It goes for a month, and you slap it on your dash, and away you go. You know, you don't have to try and constantly shift cars. You don't have to try to get a new ticket every hour or 2 hours or however long your park is. It keeps your day flowing, which is good. So right, let's go to the back, and we'll go through that quickly. Okay, all right, we'll see you over there. Alright guys, so here we are, back at the BY Commodore. Yeah, so I've set this up with two steel toolboxes, just one either side, and I have access to the mirror, to the windows, mirrors. The windows on both sides opens up, which makes it quite handy. I'll show you a little clip later on about how easy it is to access the two toolboxes from the side. Originally what I had done is I'd set it up so that I could try and slide the toolbox out just on bits of timber and stuff, and using the bed of the tray, then lift the lid up and get what I need and try and slide it back in. But as you can imagine, as you all know, tools can be quite heavy. They do add up. So yeah, it's a lot easier this way now. So I've set them up either side, and yeah, you've got space down the center here. So I've set up my ladder. And then on this side, I have my little Makita backpack tool bag, and then my tool belt sits in behind that. Tested tool chest as well. Then a little vacuum sitting on the side here, as you can see. And you've actually got a reasonable amount of space here in the back. So when the tray's up, you can actually fill it up with bits of rubbish or bits and pieces, or paint tins and stuff when you're doing runs and collection. I've had fit a door in here before, so I've got a door inside before. So what it actually happens, it actually overhangs a little bit, a small amount. I've strapped it up, so I've hooked it up to anchor points either side, ratcheted it down so it wouldn't go anywhere, and then close the glass lid basically on it, so it sort of seals it up a little bit. So ideally it doesn't fit great lengths of timber or anything. You can fit your door like a seat, so you could fit a sheet. 2.4 might hang out a bit though. I don't know how that's going to go. So yeah, you are limited on what you can carry, but from what I've seen, there's a lot of guys cruising around on dual cab Hiluxes and stuff like that with just the canopy, so they're not actually putting any materials inside, because all their gear is just tools basically, so it's all full of tools. So but they use racks, so that's the next step. That's what I'm trying to get hold of. I'd like to get a hold of a couple of racks for the Commodore, so externally, put materials and stuff up on top. Probably still won't be able to get that length. Ideally a nice little nudge bar with a couple of riser racks at the front would be good, but yeah, I don't know whether that's going to happen or not, but the question will be asked. But yeah, otherwise I'll show you through a couple of little shots of the setups, how I use it, and yeah, we can go from there. So that's the Commodore. That's the vehicle, my workhorse at the moment. Like I said, a few little improvements to make, and so racks and air cons, and well, there's no aircon. That's always a fun thing. It's okay now. We're in winter, so it's all good. I'll deal with it. But yeah, guys, look, do your research. Don't have to go for the biggest thing from the start. Try and find a nice, simple vehicle that suits your needs, suits your practicality. Yeah, and give that a go. Obviously, remember that your vehicle may possibly be used on weekends for yourself and personal use. Obviously, if you're going to flog around a four-wheel drive tracks, remember that at the end of the day, that vehicle is potentially going to make you money next week. So if you can't drive it and you kill it, then yeah, you might be a bit stuck. Yeah, that whole process isn't going to work very well. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Muchly appreciated. As always, hit a like or a subscribe button if you like. I'm going to try and do a few more videos and keep going, I guess. Yeah, we'll keep talking and chatting. I'll see you on the next installment, hey? Build on, legends. See ya.